your voice didn't feel quite right in it, but you've changed a capo or brought it down a tone so that your voice can sit comfortably, you realise it's still the same song. If I sing Somewhere Over the Rainbow, it's the same song as if I sing Somewhere Over the Rainbow. I just can't sing that second one so well. The relationship between the pitches is the same, and that is the key of what makes music. Once you start to think of harmony like that, it's not so scary, it's just really, really handy for us. Let's try with a chord progression we really like. Let's say I'm really enjoying that in C# minor. So the first step for me to do is work out where the notes sit. I may use some notation to write out what notes I've been hitting. Once I've got them figured out, I can write out my letter names. So I've got C# minor, I've got B major, I've got A major, and I've got G# minor. I'm just going down a scale. C#, play this pan, I know where my notes are and I know what my notes are. If I'm playing with a guitarist or a bassist or a singer, I can tell them that that's what I'm playing. But what if I'm working with a singer and they can't hit this note? They want me to play it in a slightly different key. How would I do that? If I've got enough pans, it's totally possible. You don't need to rewrite your pieces between pans. Instead, you just need to do something called transposing. This is where we take something that's exactly the same shape and shift it up or down. Instead of thinking about what those actual notes are, those pitches, what we need to do is think of them in relation to the home. C# minor is our home, so we know that that is chord 1. Now we need to think about what the next chord is going to be. If you need some help working out what your chords are on your pan, look at one of my other videos. Now we know our next chord is B. This is our chord 7. The next one in our progression is chord A. It's chord 6. We'll go down one more to chord 5. 1, 7, 6, 5. So we know we want 1, 7, 6 and 5. Let's find them on a different pan. All we're going to do is move ourselves up one semitone from C sharp boom, to D. Boom. Now we need to find our chord 1. And we need to find our chord 7. In D, that means counting all the way up. D, E, F, G, A, B, C. Do you see how that relationship sounds exactly the same as this? In both cases, we're just taking ourselves down a step. The next chord we're looking for is chord 6, so D, E, F, G, A, B flat in this case. Let's listen to those 3 chords. Now listen to them on this pan. In each case we hear it's the same, step, step, step. And our final chord in our pattern is chord 5. D, E, F, G, A. So let's listen to those chords on this pan. The relationships between the notes sound exactly the same. And now maybe my singer feels happy to hear this higher note. But the song itself sits exactly the same because we've just transposed it. We've kept the shape exactly the same but moved it up and down. Music theory feels really scary and harmony can feel really overfacing, but it's just a way of helping us understand what our ears know to be true. song sounds the same over those same chords, whether you start it on this note, this note, this note, this note, or this note, or any other note that you have. So if you've got a Kurd and you've got access to another Kurd, start to play around with how you can make those notes sound the same. Or find a piano and just mark out some of the chords that you have. It really helps. I've seen the way that students, once they get their minds around this, they understand so much more around harmony. So I'd urge you to think about how functional harmony can be useful for you in your handpan playing. Even if you've only got one pan, learning what these chords do and the reason or the function for them can really help you to unlock more.